Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, which exponential function best fits the data below? Use the exponential regression features from a graphing calculator. Okay, so we're looking for what? We're looking for the exponential function, right? That can be used to describe the data from the table. Okay, and they're giving you a clue. It says use the exponential regression from the graphing calculator. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the calculator, which I have right there. Okay, and we're gonna use the Inspire, right? So we're gonna go to the home button. Once you do that, it's gonna appear this little window, right? And I always go to new, right? It's up to you if you just add it up, but I always like to go to new so that I don't get anything confused with my maybe previous problems, right? So I'm gonna add a list and spreadsheets, and just remember that A is your X and B is your Y values, right? And let's start on number one. So I'm gonna say the first one will be 0, and then I'm gonna input all the numbers, okay? Once I do that, I'm gonna go to the right and I'm gonna go up until I am next to the 0, right? And I'm gonna continue writing all my numbers, okay? So go ahead and do that. And every now and then you check that you have the corresponding numbers, right? And the last one. Okay, so once we're done, notice how my my blue box, it's not on an number, right? It's on an empty cell. So make sure that you always check that this is on the bottom, okay? So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go to menu, we're gonna go to statistics, we're gonna go to stat calculation, and now here we know that it's an exponential regression, so we're gonna go ahead and click on that one. Okay, now here's pretty much what you've done before, right? This is your X and this is your Y values. And I got the answer, but now it looks a little bit different, right? Let's see if you know what each one of those terms represents, right? So for example, I have A and I see B, right? So A says 1.43 and B says 4.04. Is that right? So if you look at my calculator right here, there is B and that's my 4.04. And there's A and right there, right? So I'm thinking, what do I do with those numbers, right? Well, there is an equation that you guys use for exponential functions. I don't know if you remember that one. But if you don't worry about it. Look, we have it right here on the calculator. So I'm going to write it down on the right side. So we have A B to the X power. Remember, where A, it's already given to us and it's right here. So I'm going to replace A with 1.43, right? And B is 4.04. And all of these will be raised to the X power, right? And of course, this is the way that I will find my Y value, or sometimes they'll put like f of x, right? So that's my answer, simple as that. So look at the answer choices, see if you guys can find the right answer for this one. If you say the letter B, it's the answer, you will be correct. That's the answer. So what is it that you need to know? Well, you just need to understand that A is your initial value, right? And B is the change that is happening, the rate of change, right? And the X, it's the years that this is happening, right? Or the value that you need to find for X. So let's look at number 2. Let's see what it says. It says, use the information from question 1 to determine what is the value of Y when X is 7. So this is what I'm looking for now. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna write down my equation that I found here. And the only difference is that now, instead of X, I will write down a 7 because that's the value that is given to me, right? So we're going to say Y equals. Now, there's a couple of things we can do, right? We can go to the table, which is already there for us. So I can go to the table here. And we have the X values here, right? So what I can do is I can go down to 7. And if I don't have it, notice how I only have up to 5, right? Okay, so that's okay. We can either use the regular calculator for this one. We can write it on the equation form. It's up to you, right? So let me go ahead and get a regular calculator. And you can just input everything that is on the right side, okay? So we'll say, for example, 1.43 parentheses, 4.04, close the parentheses, and I'm going to raise that to the 7th power. Remember, this is the little arrow. It will send it to the top for the power, and that is 7, right? So press enter, and that will be my answer. So there's different ways you can do it. You could have graphed it and then go find the table, but this is something simple to do because we already have all the values given to us, right? So my answer for this, notice how I got 25,119.2, right? So that would be close to what? Yeah, you're trying to find an approximation, right, guys? So that would be close to letter J. Very good. And those will be the answers for us.